Yeah, those endings kind of lose their edge every time you get back in here, don't they? It's like we haven't even escaped yet. Sorry. Was that a little insensitive? I mean, there's one ending where we convinced ourselves that we're going to be part of war again, and another ending where we decided some dark things. Anyway, welcome to Mana's Potion. My name is Mitchell, but you may call me Mana, and welcome back to Cloudbuilt. Last time, I don't want to talk about it. At least, I'm not very good at talking about it, but we went through the night route.
No matter how providing me with when I felt it may be time for me to accept when I felt my eyes open.
Oh, you can play the ending cinematic again, which is, it's sad. It's sad because of the implications that happen at the end of that. But all those endings are logged, which is curious if you look at it. Maybe these levels, part of the Defiance DLC, could provide us with more answers. Well, we're not going to look at those for right now. What we are going to look at are the fog levels, which are significantly easier, and for a couple of reasons. But namely, there are no hostile enemies in these levels. There are mines, but those are more obstacles than they are enemies. The fog levels, as this route is called, doesn't have an ending, but these are more levels for players to come to grips and learn how to play the game. The reason I saved them for last is because they're difficult, actually. That true difficulty rating is misleading. These levels are more about exploration, finding faster than usual routes, and learning some tricks as you go along. Like that one that I showed in the first episode. But no, I went up that wall in a more difficult manner. If you went through the easy way, you'd be on a lower path. But the fog levels are all about looking for your own route. They're about trailblazing. They're about doing things differently, while also having some kick-ass music to go along with it. Seriously, the fog level music is super good. The levels are very sprawling and winding, however, and it's very easy to get lost. Unfortunately, because it's a little foggy, it's a little harder to see where you're supposed to go. Oh, really? Surprise alert! I don't remember... No, I've actually cleared this level before. But this is different from Super Cloudbuilt in that you have to jump across pillars to get over here. This level also features some collectibles. At least I do believe it does. So if you are doing this on competitive mode and you're running out of lives, you could technically run off to the side and quickly grab some lives. However, we're doing this on not competitive mode, so that is not going to be a problem here. That's a little devious, but also teaches the player how to jump from wall to wall while sprinting up a wall. So very good. Ooh, that's sneaky. There's no way I could make that without at least dashing. Okay. I would have to figure out the physics of this game a little bit more if I wanted to do anything resembling lack of booster usage. But this is a good example of, like, a wall where you could almost do a no-boost, like, jump up. Probably have to be a little shorter. But you've got... Wow. I'm clearing up a lot of stuff out of my throat. You've got some methods and abilities outside of just always using your thruster packs to make it up these walls and such. And it's not a terrible idea to learn how to do them, because it gives you more access and more ways to navigate levels. And again, these levels are good for this because you're not going to be hassled or harried while you work your way through them. Though you can just as easily fall off and lose a bunch of progress But hey, this isn't like one of those rage games, like getting over it. And here's the end. That level took like 3 minutes. All of the fog levels are pretty long.
This place is full of ruins. There might have been a structure here once, but it's crumbled to dust. If this means anything, I doubt it's a good sign. I don't know how much was left of my body after the explosion. Maybe ruins are what I have left to work with.
Very concise. Though this route doesn't technically lead to an ending of any description, Demi still has comments on the levels that you run through. In fact, I believe that these levels, again, are intended to be run through first, before you go through any of these other levels, so her comments might seem a little out of place while I run through these, but bear in mind, it's because she was intended to say them first. Anyway, what remains? Ah, yes. So these levels are aesthetically different in that they don't feature slide tiles, but they feature water, like, flowing through these canals to represent slide tiles, or slide areas. And this level is a good, long feature of, playing with this mechanic the most. Oh, that's not gonna end well. We made it, though. Barely. Had I done that better, we would have been continuously running along this wall. Wow, this level looks loads different. And then we just go through this. I boosted into that wall like a fool. Well, no. More like a impassioned amateur. I could technically go that way, but what's up here? Oh, beautiful little garden. How relaxing. Alright, there we go. And that is our first checkpoint. All of that! They're here. It's a thing. Oh. There we go. We're good. Technically, as long as you make it to down there, you're good. But I want to show off, and can you blame me? Yes, yes you can. Also, I've missed an extra life pickup. But that's fine. We're actually towards the tail end of this level. And I jumped too late. So that, I would say, is the harder, arguably more fun way to go through the level. But it's not the easiest way to go through the level. If you want ease, maybe don't follow my footsteps exactly. You know what I mean? Oh, I thought she had a comment for every level. It seems she's only got a comment for the first one. Well, a little bit awkward silence, but, I mean, that's fine. Let's keep working our way through these levels. It just means less time delayed listening to her talk and being respectful. So obviously it feels like that there's supposed to be like a route here and that this would lead to its own ending. But it doesn't. And this level is construction. Well, this seems like it'd be a load of fun. Oh, right! Yeah, but if you do continuously hold shift, you can pick up a lot of speed. So, keep that in mind. Oh, uh-oh. That's not okay. Fall damage is a thing. Ow. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. Probably just shift boost that wall instead. Yeah, that'd probably be a better and more efficient use of my energy. Again, I'm going through this a little bit more fancy. The easier way is to go through that way. But I... totally great at this game. Absolutely the best. Can't slow me down. Oh, God, too fast. Just immediately undermining precisely what I said. With one simple action. But that's our second checkpoint. I want to say that this level is particularly long. Not for the worst, mind you. But just, again, because it's mostly vertical. Ooh. Don't fall down there, otherwise you'll slide. That one actually gives you a chance to recover. I think we're going around this way. Looks like it. Could pick up a checkpoint. I don't need it. Ah, boosted far too early along that wall. So take a wild guess where I got my good proficiency at wall running. If you guessed this set of levels, you would be correct. The fog levels are really good at practicing just the basic parkour mechanics. And as a result, you will gain expertise, if not complete mastery over them, if you go through them well enough. And if you keep going through them over and over and over again, doing your best to complete challenges, then yeah, by the end of it, you should be like a bona fide master.
There is life here. Vines cling to these remains. Grass grows on them. It's not just repairs that are happening outside right now. I'm in the process of healing, body and mind. I doubt this path is a way for me out of this dream, but there are still things to be learned from visiting the ruins. They are not sacred. This, what is happening to me, is what we humans do. When buildings crumble, we rebuild them. When people are destroyed, we rebuild them too. Maybe eventually the new structure will be so overgrown that I won't be able to tell it from the old one, if that is what I want.
Very insightful and philosophical there. But yeah, as she said, there's no way out of this world from this route. There's not going to be a way out of this world from this route. These are just here to play and grow and get better at the game. And it's wrapped into the story in a nice little way. Because with these ruins comes with an understanding that Demi might be psychologically healing as well. Which, don't go down the night route. Or the storm route. Which, if you want to hear me about what I think might be the true ending, again, it's probably neither of those. Partly because of the Fog DLC. Partly, and primarily, because of the Defiance DLC. But, again, we'll get to that when we get to that. Oh, well, we could probably just go down there. Let me just take a step forward! Whew. Had you scared, didn't I? Don't worry. I had myself scared. Oh, yeah. If you're going quickly through this game, be wary of hitting a wall head-on at high speeds. As you just heard, Demi made a noise that sounded like she was strained. If you go at a wall head-on too quickly, Demi's gonna take a moment to, like, reconstitute herself before she keeps running. You may have noticed a lot that I was running at a wall a little too directly. So if I wanted to boost, Demi would stop and pause before she started boosting. There's various angles and things you're supposed to hit these walls. Things that these levels, again, I cannot stress this enough, are good at helping you learn without directly telling you. And if you're in competitive mode, again, a timer would be running, but these are the levels where I kind of dropped off because of the timer in competitive mode, because, well, one, I didn't realize they were optional, but two, that timer stressed me out to go as quickly as possible, and if you couldn't tell, these levels are absolutely positively labyrinthian. If you don't know what you're doing the first time around, it's quite overwhelming to try and run through these as quickly as possible. But as you can see, sometimes the labyrinthian approach or appearance is misleading. These levels are still relatively simple at the end of the day, just big. That we've only got one more level to go through before we're done with Fog. And there won't be an ending to send off this time, but that's gonna be appropriate, I think. Oh, if you ever wanted to skip through these quickly, you can just click or move or something, and the camera will quit being cinematic and let you get back to the game quickly. And these levels look incredibly vertical and, monolithic. Doubt. No, that's not a good sign. Oh, hey, look, a collectible! And that's like a great big stone serpent. That's actually really cool. Well, we're more than likely ready for this, so... Bearing in mind, we made it through the 4 routes already. This stuff shouldn't be any trouble for somebody that's already played the game and gotten all 4 endings. Which, if that's when you got this DLC, kudos to you, this will be a cakewalk. But I would recommend, if you've been watching this and you've been considering playing Cloudbuilt, but you're like, I don't know, all these fancy tricks that Mana's pulling off look too hard for me. 1, they're not fancy, they're basic as fuck. 2, play these levels first, and don't play the game on competitive mode. That would be my genuine recommendation, so that way you get it, come to grips with the game's... Oh. What? I should have hit that checkpoint. Come to grips with the game's physics, momentum, and mechanics without feeling pressured by like a bunch of enemies and having to multitask by blasting everything within a 3-foot radius. Oh, and, you know, so that way you're not overwhelmed by what looks like very difficult and tricky platforming when I'm just not going the easy route. Alley-oop. Although sometimes the game's not going to give you an option. So, again, just, like, take your time. Take it slow. Look and assess. And eventually the skill will come. Like, to put it into perspective, like, nobody becomes a great artist of anything in a night or a day. I mean, you probably could if you spent, like, all day, and I mean all 24 hours, doing nothing but drawing or writing, but that's besides the point, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the point I'm trying to make. It's that it takes time and practice. What is the statement of which, like, takes like 1,000 hours to become a master at something? Like, editing, Mana. Put that quote up in front of me, like, there, on that wall. Huh, enlightening. Alright. But yeah, it's just gonna take you time. And if you were looking for a challenge, like you haven't really been challenged in a platformer before, feel free to be challenged. And, like, be okay with failure. I could have gone from that wall to that wall, continue my wall run, and get to the end of the level. I bailed because I didn't feel confident. That's good. That's fine. Play the game how you want to play, you know? And just enjoy it for what it is. We did unlock a level, however. I was gonna say, I don't think Demi's got anything to say this time. What level did we unlock? Oh, a remix. Okay, cool. So the fog levels have their own remixes. I did not know that. Still, we're done with the fog route. And as was my wont with the previous 4 routes, once we're done with the route, I'll just cap off the video. Mostly because this video is already running at like 30 minutes, and like, if I started a Defiance level in this video, I'd have to split it in 2 anyway. So, yeah, we're still here. Even after witnessing all 4 endings. Which I think the Dawn route's the true ending. What if there's more to this world? What if everything we've come to conclusion with isn't it? What if there's more? What if we can push the boundaries of this world and what it was intended for, and find out what's really at the bottom? Let's keep digging. With that said, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment. I read those. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, so that way you're notified whenever I post a new video. And please, remember, you're always welcome here at Mana's Potion. And I'll see you next time.